Welcome back to this tutorial series where we will make this little game right here from scratch. So we can shoot, we have an ammo count, a score, some lives, and today we want to make the UI, so there will be the score, a life count, an ammo count, and a screen when you are dead, and we want to make that the bullets and enemies get destroyed when they are out of the screen. So we don't want to have too much bullets and enemies in the scene, so we need to destroy them when we don't need them anymore. We want to make a basic menu with the start and quit button, and we want to make, a lot of little adjustments, and I want to show you how to do all of that. So the score, life, and ammo needs game variables that we will make today, and so on and so on. But time is rare, so let's get started. 1909 games. Let's make games. So here's where we stopped last time. We have our little player. I can show you the game right now, and we can move the player. We have enemies and we can shoot. Pretty simple, but not very, fun. It's too easy and it has no juice, we need more juice. And if you haven't seen the tutorial for making this little start for the game, I will have it in the info box and you can watch it right now. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because it would help me a lot. It's not hurting you and it is pretty great overall. But now let's start making the game. At first we want to have an object that will destroy the enemies when they are out of our camera view. So you see this rectangle right here, and we want the enemy to be destroyed when they, go out of range. So let's create a game object that will be called enemy destroyer. Okay, beautiful. And we need a box collider. So a box collider 2D, and you see it is totally not in the right position. So let's grab it and, let's put it somewhere over here. I think that's pretty good. And let's resize it, so we go up like this. So now when the enemy reaches this point, it will automatically collide with this box collider, and it will be a trigger. And we have no tag for it, so let's add two tags, one for the bullet destroyer and one for the enemy destroyer. Basically, we could do this in one tag because it doesn't really matter, but, just for seeing what we are doing like this, I think it's easier to see what I want to do with that. Okay, so let's copy and paste this one, and, that could be over here somewhere. It's just important that it is out of the screen view. Okay, so it is not the enemy destroyer, but this will be the bullet destroyer. The Z position, let's put it on 0, and the enemy destroyer will be off tag enemy destroyer, and the bullet destroyer will be off tag bullet destroyer. Easy, right? And now let's go to our assets, and here we have our script. So let's make a new folder for the script, and let's put all of our scripts into this folder just for having it a little bit more clean. And let's open the bullet script, and here we see on trigger enter 2D. When the tag is enemy, it will destroy the bullet. But also, so let's make it, or the collider, collision. So now we say if the collision is with the enemy or the bullet destroyer, then we will destroy the object. So let's see if it is working in our game right here. So let's not maximize it on play. Okay, let's shoot a few bullets, and there we go. You see the bullets get destroyed over here without touching an enemy. So here you see it right here, they get destroyed because they are touching the bullet destroyer, and we want the same for the enemy. So let's go to the enemy destroyer, and let's go to our prefabs, to the enemy, and that has a script that's called enemy, and we want to do the same with the collision right here, so but just with the enemy destroyer. And as you see, we could have done it both with just a destroyer tag or something, because it doesn't really matter. But maybe you want on another part of the game that the bullets just get destroyed by a bullet destroyer and so on. So let's just keep it like it is right now. Go back and let's see if the enemies get destroyed when they touch our enemy destroyer. And as you see, it's working like it should work. Beautiful. But we don't really have some kind of, motivation to play. We have no score and nothing. Let's do that next. For that, we create an empty game object and we will call it game variables. And that will have a script. That's called as well game variables. And as always, let's delete everything right here. And we want to have some public variables. So we want to have an int, so a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean. And let's call the first one score. And we want to have the same for lives and our ammo count. Okay, beautiful. And we want to display that on the screen. So we need some kind of text to show how much lives do we have, or ammo, or how much the score is. And we don't want to use the normal text, we want to use the Text Mesh Pro text. So we are using Text Mesh Pro. And to install Text Mesh Pro, that's pretty easy. Go to Window, Text Mesh Pro, and to the Import Essentials. Import, okay. Next we will have Window, Text Mesh Pro, Examples and Extras, and that's it. Okay, beautiful. So now we are able to use the Text Mesh Pro. And we need a new canvas, because for the UI, like text and so on, we need a canvas. So let's go to UI and create a canvas. Let's call this one Game Info. Okay, and we will have 3 texts. So let's go to UI, text, Text Mesh Pro. The first one will be the score. Let's zoom out. And as you see, that is our canvas. The canvas game info is at a constant pixel size. We don't want that. We want to scale with screen size. And I have a 4K resolution. So the 4K resolution. And now it will scale with the screen size. Beautiful. And here we have our text. We want to have it on top right here. And the text will be score. And at the beginning, it will be 0. Okay, it's a little bit small, right? So let's bring up the size a little bit. And let's see if it is showing as it should. No, it is not, because it's white on a white background. That's stupid. Let's make it, okay, the score, something like that. I guess that could look pretty okay. Yeah, okay. But of course, just because we write score, it is not making a score out of it. So we need to adjust the script for the game variables. So let's go to game variables. For the score, for life and ammo, we need 3 Text Mesh Pro components. So the first one is, let's make the first one the score to have the same order like here. So public Text Mesh Pro GUI score text, and the same for life and ammo. To make it more easy, if you are in this line right here and you press STRG-D, you just duplicate it, and now you can change just the text and make the same again for the ammo. That's way faster. And at the start, we want to set all of our public variables right here. So void start. We want to set the score to 0. And the lives to, let's set it to 5. And the ammo to 10. So we have 10 bullets for the beginning. And we want to set the score to 1 we want to increase it by 1 if 1 bullet hits 1 enemy. So let's make a public function that we can call when we destroy an enemy. Let's call it add score, because we want to add something to the score. And we want to add 1 to the score, and that's pretty easy to do. Just say score plus plus. That's all. But we want to display it, like we want to see it in our UI thing. So in our, as you see here, in our Text Mesh Pro score text. So what we do next is we want to set the score to a text. So we have score equals, or just score, and the number. And that is what we want to do next. So here we tell the score.text or score text dot text. So the text of this component, that it will be, what is in our parentheses here. We say score, so that's like word by word what will display plus, and here's a variable score, and we want to have it as a string, so to string, and that's it. And if we now go to our game and say, okay, here is the score, and we have our variables right here, so the score text is the score. So let's drag and drop our score in our score text, and we'll play it right now. Then you see score is 0, and it's not changing at all. Okay, let's see why it is like this. Oh yeah, of course, the function is never called. So the add score function is never called. So let's go to the enemy script. And if the collision is with tag bullet, then we want to have a little bit different stuff going on, like when it is collision with the game object enemy destroyer. So let's say if it is called with bullet, then before destroying the game object, we want to call the function right here, the function add score from the other script. And to do that, we first need a public game object. That will be the game object game var for a game variable, you know, and we need to have this to make changes right here to call this function. And on the private void awake, we want to assign that. So right here we have game var equals game object dot find game object with tag game var. We haven't done that before, so we need to make a new tag and put the game variables object for a tag like game var. And then what we want to do is go in our function right here, and let's say game var dot get component, and then we need the script. So the script was called, how was it called? Why not just game variables? Okay. Dot add score. Beautiful. And now you should see when we play the game, and before we need, as I told you, game variables, we need a new tag. So this is now tagged as game variables, and now we should see that the score should count. Oh, okay. Game variable is not defined. Oh, the tag is not defined. Okay, I have game variables. Okay, with game variables. Of course, the tag should be right. You know, that are the little mistakes I do quite sometimes. Okay, now it is working, and you see score is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And like this, we have a pretty basic score system, but it is, you know, everything we need at the moment. And let's duplicate the score, and let's call it lives. Oh, bring it over right here, I would say. Okay, and we want to put this text in our live text. And what we want to do in our script for the game variables is now to set the lives. Add score, and let's call it a lose life, because we don't add life, but we lose lives. So we do the same right here, but just change everything to lives, you know. And save it. Let's go back to our game and see if it will work correctly. Oh no, it is not, of course not. Oh, and we don't want to add in life, but we want to, you know, minus the subtract a life. Okay, and we need to call this function if the enemy hits a player, or if the enemy gets destroyed by our enemy destroyer, because if the enemy just goes, okay, I will show you. Just wait a minute. As you see, we are playing. Okay, yay, we are shooting. Oh no. And now we should lose a life because it gets destroyed right back there, you know. And at the moment we get a score for that. And we don't want to get a score because it's not good if you just avoid enemies. We need to shoot the enemies. So let's go back to our enemy script and copy this part. Delete it right here. Okay. And we need an else if. And collision dot game object dot tag equals player, or let's just copy it, enemy destroyer. Then something else should happen. So the enemy should get destroyed as well. But before that, we want to set, okay, let's just copy and paste it and just change this add score to a lose a life. Okay, and now when we play the game, I hope we have not forgotten anything, but we should see that the lives should get to 4. No, it is not. Okay, let's see why. See, of course it must be the live text. We don't want to change the score text, but we want to change the live text. And I guess the player has no collider right now. Oh, you see, life is at 0. And at the start, we should say that live text should be... Oh yeah, here. Sorry. Live, and the score text should be this one. Okay. So, what we do here is at the start, we want to set the score text or text score to, in this case, 0, because score is at the beginning. You see it right here, 0. And the same with the lives, but it will be 5. Okay, that's better. Oh, there is a compiler error. What have we done wrong? Life does not exist. Okay. Lives. As I told you, these little mistakes happen all the time. I don't know. But it's pretty quick to, you know, make it better. And now you see, we have 0 lives. But we should not go to 0 immediately. Lives minus lives minus 1. So lives should, if I now shoot all of these, 4. Okay, that's better. So now it's 4, 6. And now it's doing nothing. What is happening right here? Oh man, here we have the problem. Okay. I don't know. I thought I have changed it. Okay. It should not display score. It should display lives. And I'm pretty sure I have done this. So I'm pretty sorry. Now let's see what will happen. 4, 2, 0, minus 1, minus 2. And there's, okay, now you see it is working as it should work. I don't know how I could not have seen that mistake, but okay, not a problem. And the next thing is that we need an ammo count. So we want to say public void loose, and this one is the loose ammo. And the ammo will be minus minus, and let's change this time everything. That's important. So lives is ammo, this is ammo, this is ammo. Okay, but when will this happen? When we shoot, of course, when we shoot, right? So let's go to the hierarchy, to the player, open the player script, and fire rate. Okay, and we want to have, like the enemy has this game object called game variables. Let's copy and paste it to the player. Then we have the game variables, that it will be the game object with the tag game variables in the private void start. Okay, and we want to copy this little guy and put it here and not lose a life, but to lose ammo. Okay, that was pretty easy. Now we can go to our lives right here, duplicate it. Oh, where is it? It's this canvas is right here. Let's put it over to the right, and let's say ammo is 10 at the beginning, and we do the same like, you know, the last time. So what we have done right here is setting the ammo or the score text and the life text, and now we want to set the ammo text. And now the ammo text will be ammo 10. And lose ammo is minus minus, more ammo. Okay, beautiful. That was pretty easy, right? And we call it right here. And let's see if we shoot, the ammo count will go down. What do oh yeah, we have forgotten to. But first, let's change this to ammo. I like to have the names right. And here will, in the ammo text, we will put our ammo text. And we have ammo 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You get it. And what we want to check here, input.get, key down, key code space, and can shoot. And. So we want to have another thing that we want to check. And we want to check our ammo. And if it is bigger than 0, then we can shoot. Okay? So let's test it. Oh, I think I have done a little mistake. So if the ammo is less than 0, no, it must be. So if our game variable that is called ammo is bigger than 0, so if we have more than 0 ammo, and so now we should be able to shoot 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we can shoot again. Yeah, beautiful. So now we have an ammo count. And we need to get ammo if we shoot an enemy and so on to make it fair. Let's say if the enemy gets shot, so variable right here, we want to not just add a score, but we want to add ammo. And for that we go to our game variable script and make another function. And that's not lose ammo, but that is add ammo. So ammo plus, and that's it. So if we shoot an enemy, then we will get back 1 ammo. So as you see, we have now a certain amount of ammo, and if we shoot too much and miss too much, which is not really possible at the moment, you know, then we will have at some point not enough ammo to shoot. And that is right now. Okay, and right now again. You know, it's working as it should work, but it's way too easy. So the enemy must be faster or something, because you just can shoot, you know, so the gameplay is not very good at the moment. And then we need another canvas to make a screen when we are dead. In our canvas right here. Oh, at first let's scale it with screen size again. And now we need a UI element that will be a image. Okay, let's scale it up so that it is on the whole canvas. It doesn't matter really how, if it is too big, you know, that's not too bad. And let's make it a red, but put the alpha way down, like to 50. You know how much you want, so that we have some opacity, so that we could look through this image. You see what that means right here. You know, it is red, but not totally. So you have everything a little bit red, you know? Okay, beautiful. We want a text, so text mesh pro, you're dead. So let's call it just you're dead. You are dead. Okay, beautiful. And we need it a little bit bigger, of course. And let's just see, we have it right like this. Let's put it right here. It is not like the final text and so on, but you know, just for the purpose of testing if it is working correctly. Let's put it right here. Oh, sorry. No, where is... There we go. So like this. You know, you could change the font. I don't know. Yeah, that looks not very latest. Just let's go with Roboto, because I love this font. If you don't have this font, so Roboto, then just take a font you like. And we need 2 buttons on the same canvas. So let's create a UI button with the Text Mesh Pro text and another one. Or you know what? Just duplicate this one. The first button is to restart. And the second button is to go to menu. So the restart button is over here. The go to menu is over here. both will be scaled up. Center pivot. Okay, like this. Put it wherever you wanted to put it, and let's change the text of both. So restart will have the text restart, of course, and the go to menu will have menu as text. And if we now click on this in game, nothing will happen. Oh, and your dead now is a little bit small, I guess. So let's scale it up. Oh, I like it like this. Okay, and we don't need the screen from beginning on, so let's deactivate it. And let's go to our script that is game variables. And here we need a new function. So public void, and that will be an update function. And here we have our lives. So if our lives are less than 1, so if it is 0, then we want to activate this UI canvas with the dead screen. You know you're dead and so on. If lives is smaller than 1, then we want to activate the canvas. But we don't have a variable for that at the moment, so let's make a public game object. That's dead UI dot set active only equals, so let's set it to true like this. And what else we want to do is that we set the time to 0, so the game will not go on when we are dead. Timescale equals to 0. Sorry, to 0. Okay, so let's see if this is working. We need at first to go to our game variables, and we have this dead UI. And let's drag and drop our canvas into this empty slot. And now we will see. Let's just wait until we have 0 lives. So we have 3, 1, and now it's less than 0. Time is at 0. We can now press restart. Nothing will happen, but we will make that happen just in a moment. And we want to make that with an UI manager. Let's call it just UI manager for the moment. UI. And that needs a script. And we can open the script and delete everything by default, like this. And in this case, we need to, get access to our scenes. So to do that, we are using the Unity engine, not a scene management. We need this to be able to, load a scene. And we just need a public void. And we want to load the scene that is called level. And when we now say in our project, and we go to, let's at first put the scripts in our script or folder, and we go to scenes, and it's called sample scene. So let's rename this to level, reload. And what you will see is that nothing will happen because we need to now go to our, let's redo the dead UI. Okay, I quickly have redone it. I don't know why it was deleted. I think I haven't saved it and reloaded the scenes. That was pretty stupid. Now let's save it at first. And let's drag and drop the dead UI here and deactivate it for the moment. And let's see what will happen. Oh, nothing will happen if we are dead, because, let's see, 3, oh, it will open up. Oh yeah, but nothing will happen if we click restart. To make that happen, we will go to our restart button right here and on click event. So this list is empty, but we want to see UI manager to load a scene. So the UI manager is gone to, I don't know why, so let's just do it. Again, drag and drop the UI manager script right here. And let's see if everything is working just fine. So we have 2 lives, we have 1 life, we have 0 lives, and we want to restart. And nothing is happening. Why is nothing happening? Yeah, of course, nothing is happening. Here on the restart button, the game object will be the UI manager, and there will be the function restart, we need to call a function right here. So what will happen if we click on this button? And now, hopefully, we finally, hopefully can see what will happen. So 3 lives, 1 life, 0 lives, restart. And what we see here, the time is set to 0. So because we set it to 0 at the end and it restarts, but the time is still at 0. So let's go to our game variable script, and I like to set it here on the void start, time.timescale equals to 1. And now we can see 3, 1, 0 lives, restart. And we continue playing the game. So that's beautiful, right? So we have a kind of a game. So, okay, beautiful. But there's a problem, you know? And that is that we have the player, if the player is colliding with the enemy, there should be -1 life. And that's not happening at the moment. Player, it should lose a life. Okay, that should happen. Why is it not happening? Because the player visual has not a trigger untagged. So let's tag it as player as well. So the visuals are not tagged as player. Oh, yeah, here you see it's working just fine. And one pretty important thing is to make a basic menu, and that's what we want to do next. So let's go to our scenes, create an empty scene, call it a menu. Let's go into our menu. We have a main camera and we want a canvas as well. So let's go to, oh, I always search for it, canvas. So it's the same like all the time when we make a canvas. We need 2 buttons, I guess, right? Okay, so let's go to button, duplicate it. Let's call the one start. And the other one is called quit. Text will be start and quit. Okay, we have so pretty basic stuff right here. And we want a new UI manager again, so let's make a new empty game object. And let's add our UI manager. And if we go to start, we want our UI manager to call the function again, restart. It's not restarting this level because it's loading, we called it level, UI manager, there we have it. So it's loading the scene level when we click restart or hit restart. Maybe we should change the name because that is a little bit confusing, but for this small project I guess it's pretty okay. So let's just restart on start, and on quit we want to have another function. So, and that is application.quit. With that we will close or quit the application. So let's go here, let's say plus UI manager will call the function quit. Haven't I saved? Okay, save it, go back. Oh, not on application quit, just let's call it quit. Yeah, there was this kind of autocorrection. So let's go here, let's say UI manager and say quit. Beautiful. Okay, let's test it. So we call start. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. In our level scene, we have this menu button if we are there. So we want the UI manager to call a new function. We do the same like the restart button, but in this case with the menu. So load menu, where do we have it? Load menu, there we go. Okay, let's drag and drop our menu into our build settings. So we need to do this first. Pretty important because it would not work without doing that. So let's test it. That kind of, this is art, right? Okay, so let's wait, let's go to the menu, or let's quit the application. Okay, it's not quitting because we are in our editor, but we can press start. And if we have a built game like, you know, then it would quit the application. We can restart. Everything is working as it should work. And that is it for today. Next time, we will give the game some nice graphics, and after that, some nice, juicy. We will make the game juicy, But next time, as I told you, just making graphics and so on. And the last episode will be about camera shake, about music, sounds, and all this stuff that makes the game awesome, That makes a game like not every game. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you next time. And please don't forget to subscribe, of course, and like the video. I mean, of course, right? So I see you next time. Bye.